Okay, we're going to need to make use of this fact here for these examples. You can convert back and forth between radicals and exponents by using this rule here. If I ask you to simplify anything where the indices are not the same, they're not both square roots, cubed roots, fourth roots, fifth roots, then you're going to have to use this rule here. And hopefully you're good with adding and subtracting fractions. If not, use a calculator. Okay, let's convert this to exponent form. If you don't see a b value, it's implied to be a 2 because it's a square root. If you don't see an a value, it's implied to be a 1. If there's no exponent, everything is raised to the 1 power because I only have 1. I'm not squaring my cubing. I can rewrite the square root of u as u to the 1/2 power. I can rewrite the fifth root of u as u to the 1/5 power. Okay, why does that help us? Well, I know how to deal with this. I can write this as 1u, and I would add my fractions together. In order to add fractions, you need a common denominator. I expect you to already know how to add fractions and get a common denominator, so if you do not know that already, look it up. 5/10 plus 2/10 is 7/10, and then for these problems you most likely need to convert them back into radical form, so bring your 10 out front and leave your u to the 7 under your radical. Let's do an example where we have to have a fraction instead of multiplying. Same idea, I want to convert them to exponent form, then I will subtract my exponents because they're a fraction to get this form, and then I'll convert back into radical form. So, if you don't see a number here as the index, it is implied to be a 2. If you don't see an exponent, it's implied to be a 1. That means the square root of u is u to the 1/2. The cubed root of u is u to the 1/3. I know how to combine these. Because they're in a fraction, I would subtract their exponents. So 1/2 minus 1/3, get a common denominator, and you end up with 1/6. Convert back to radical form. And actually, you wouldn't write that 1 there, you would just put a u.